Right, what's going on, guys? I'd been on a roll with these. I was making them pretty, you know, regularly for a little bit. And then I just got back into the groove of taking all the overtime that I can. I don't know, those bigger paychecks kind of become like addicting. And then, you know, most of your life is going to that bullshit. So that's what I've been doing. And now, luckily, I do leave for my trip in like a week and a half, which I'm fucking so excited about. And I already have another one that I'm planning for like less than 3 months after I get back from this one, which will be a really big road trip, which I'm very, very excited about, obviously. I keep tossing around the idea of making sort of like photography vlogs. But honestly, it kind of just, I don't know, it kind of feels like a lot of extra effort for something that I feel like I want to get better at first. So I don't think I'm going to mess with it, but probably one day. Besides that, we bought another car today, which is exciting. Kaylee kind of needed one, so finally did that, got that shit out of the way. But Kaylee's not here at the moment, so I've got a little bit of time to talk about some relatively newer records. Some of these I've had for over a year now, or about a year, at least one of them. But most of these are relatively new in the collection. Here's what we're playing in the background. It's a Master. This is the, it's actually got a few things on here. It's 2 different versions of, I guess, the first full-length album. But it also has an unreleased album on here, and we're actually listening to the CD number 2. I guess it's the Triggered mix with the unreleased album. Any of you who aren't familiar with Justin Horval, who is one of the guys who runs Hell's Headbangers, he used to do Hellcast for a while. He's got his own YouTube channel now, and he's been pumping out videos literally every day. And most of the videos are kind of like a question and answer video. So, you know, he encourages people to ask questions. And I had asked a question about like bands that he had always known about but never had, you know, listened to before. And I gave the example that for me, that band was Master. I'd always known the name, obviously. I'd never gone and, you know, taken the step to actually play it. So, you know, he in his video recommended that I pick this up from Hell's Headbangers, because this is the Master that, you know, in his opinion, this is the Master that you need. So I did, and it's fucking fantastic, man. I mean, it's exactly what I thought it was going to be, but it's great. And while I'm at it, link in the description. I'm going to put his channel in there. It's fucking fantastic. And like I said, he's been pumping out videos literally every day, and he wants to pump out videos every day for the remainder of the year. So they're a lot of fun, and he deserves more than 1,000 subscribers, so definitely give that a shot. Alright, let's get into this fucking shit. I've already been talking for 6 minutes. Alright, first record here is from a band that I've talked about a handful of times on this channel, and I always mention it as being like one of the most exciting things happening in music, and that is still absolutely true. This is Old Nick with I Am Vampire Castle. This is the most recent Old Nick full-length album from 2021. I think this one was considered a full-length album. I'm pretty sure that it was. In fact, I know it was. So this is the most recent from, I don't know, like September or something of last year, and maybe a little bit earlier than that. But I fucking absolutely love this album. I think that this band is just getting better with each release. So I'm really, really excited that this got put on vinyl through Phantom Lore, which has done most of the Old Nick stuff, but Obscurant Visions has kind of been doing it too. For this album, I really like every song, but the first side A, is definitely where all the fucking total bangers are for me. The song I Am Vampire Castle is great. It's got sort of like operatic vocals that you know, I really like, and fits very well with the sort of just overall atmosphere of Old Nick. The song February 1692 might be my favorite on here, but it's actually a cover. It's a Void Ooze cover I love that song. I love the lyrics to that song, and you can actually find the lyrics to that song if you look up the Void Ooze cover, or the original Void Ooze song. The song Blood, 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 Blood is another favorite, along with Vampiric Witch Ghost, which has a really cool, like, almost like saxophone section in it, which I absolutely fucking love. But yeah, like I said, this may be one of the sort of most unorthodox, kind of cartoonish releases from this band yet. Like I said, with the operatic vocals and the sort of saxophone and all the keys, and there's like a sitar on here. There's the album cover right there. Old Nick covers are kind of all over the place, but I like this this sort of style of art. Back cover, you have all the track listing, like I said, put out through Phantom Lore. This has a single-sided sort of information sheet there. It does come with an Obi strip. I have number 30, it's 30 out of 100. And there were 3 versions of this. There was a black vinyl, a red vinyl, which also came with the Obi strip. And then there was the blue with blue and yellow splatter vinyl, which looks wonderful. Absolutely adore that. Very, very nice. But yeah, Old Nick, I can't get enough of it. I'm always going to be interested in hearing what this project does next. It's been a few months now, but knowing what I know about this project, there is no doubt there's another release around the corner. So this is wonderful. Check it out if you are interested. That's Old Nick with I Am Vampire Castle. Residing Alright, with the release of that Old Nick full-length album, Phantom Lore also put out another Grimestone Records release, and this one came as a big surprise because I knew that one was getting a vinyl press, but this is kind of like a sleeper hit in the Grimestone catalog. And to this day, it's surprising that this record was given the vinyl treatment, but I'm so glad that it was. This is wonderful, man. This is a lace shawl with The Secret Botanist. So this is titled The Secret Botanist, and that's sort of how it was advertised, but it does also include the first release from this project, which is called Aristocratic Wraith of the Wardrobe, which is definitely not as good as The Secret Botanist in my opinion, because The Secret Botanist is a very sort of like melodic, pretty sounding, very anthemic black metal masterpiece in my opinion. Now this is only 2 individual tracks. So that being the case, it's not a very long release from front to back, but I don't really care. Like I said, the fact that I have The Secret Botanist specifically on vinyl is so cool because it's such a good song, or EP, or you know, both really, but it's fan-fucking-tastic. Like I said, the thing about that I like so much is how sort of like anthemic it sounds. And it is the same vocalist from Old Nick, though someone who goes by Attic Mancer apparently wrote the music, and I'm not sure who that is. But it's wonderful. Like really, really a very like pretty sounding black metal record, but it's great. I love the album cover. It fits perfectly with, you know, the sort of sound of the music. The back cover is very simple, but I do like it quite a lot. Again, put out through Phantom Lore. This one does not come with an inner sheet or anything, but I did also get the limited color vinyl for this as well. Again, 100 copies. It's kind of actually not doing it justice here. Let me get my flashlight. That doesn't really help. It's like a pink color. Yeah, it's like a pink marbly color, but it's really cool. I don't have any records that look quite like this. Yeah, man, I mean, I don't know. There's a good chance if you don't like Old Nick, you might not like this, but give it a shot anyway, because it's not really like Old Nick. It is in the sense that it's like unorthodox black metal, but I feel like this is maybe a little bit more sort of like accessible to somebody who doesn't like the cartoony nature of Old Nick, but maybe does enjoy sort of unorthodox black metal. Give it a shot, man. This is absolutely wonderful. I love this record to death. So that is Lace Shawl with The Secret Botanist. Alright, next up, I I am so fucking excited to own this record. I'm actually, it's mainly that I'm excited to have found this project, because ever since I did, I have fallen in love with this band. This is the Glass Beads with Therapy. So I follow a sort of, it's like a dark wave post-punk sort of Facebook group, and around the time, well, maybe a few weeks later, a few weeks after the sort of initial Russian invasion of Ukraine, I saw like a thread of like Ukrainian darkwave projects, you know, support these Ukrainian darkwave projects. And I kind of just looked through it very quickly and decided to just search a couple random names. And the Glass Beads was the first one that I searched. And the first song that I heard is called Music Box, which is the first proper song on this. Like, it's been a while since I found a song that sort of resonated with me, like, as immediately as that song did. And the way that that song starts, like, with the keys, and then the beat comes in with the keys, every time it gets me. Like, I've gotten goosebumps from that song so many fucking times. And the vocals are kind of almost like delivered like deadpan, very sort of like monotone, and it is a female vocalist, but she's got kind of like a deep voice, and like I said, it's very sort of monotonous, but in the best way. It sounds very sort of like moody and almost ghostly. When I got this, it came in a very thin like LP mailer, and I posted a shot of it in my Instagram story with a song clip from this album. And I literally probably had around 10 people respond to that story saying like, holy shit, this sounds fucking great. So I definitely know that this band is sort of just underappreciated, or maybe just, you know, very unknown. And that's a shame. I ain't gonna stand for it. This is the only album from this project so far, released back in 2020, following only I think it was a demo from 2018, but I definitely prefer this full-length album. Besides the song Music Box, the song Beat It is the other one that I can't get enough of that song. I love it. It's very sort of emotive and moody, but the themes here feel kind of personal. And I don't know, I can't get enough of it, man. I really, really hope that people watching this video go look into this, because I love this album. The album cover as well is fucking awesome. This was put out through Fabrica Records, and it is numbered. I have number 417 out of 500. This was supposed to include a download code, but mine just didn't, which is a bummer, because I would like to have this in my sort of Bandcamp collection, because that's what I use a lot of time in the car. It does include all the lyrics in an inner sleeve, and the vinyl itself is just black. Very nice. Yeah, wonderful. This record is a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. All the lyrics are in English, and like I said, I like the lyrics because they do feel sort of personal to whoever wrote them. And yeah, I can't recommend this enough. So if you're into like post-punk darkwave type stuff, give this one a shot, man. That's the Glass Beads with Therapy.
What a pleasure to feel alive while music is playing. It seems straight into the heart like a wonderful...
Alright, let's talk about a 2021 full-length album. This had been out on CD for a while now. But the LP copies just landed at Hell's Headbangers, and I grabbed one, but I was really excited to finally see this one get the vinyl treatment, because I'd been waiting for it. So I kind of held off, and I'm glad I did, because now I finally have it. This is the debut full-length from Retron Werewolf, which is self-titled Retron Werewolf. And yeah, that is a very uncomfortable word to say, Retron, which is that guy there. This is obviously a sort of, it's kind of like a collaborative sort of release, or collaborative project really, between Retron and Werewolf, obviously from Werewolf Records, Satanic Warmaster, And this guy here is the vocalist for White Death, and he's also done some other shit, but White Death is sort of the standout one for me. I think he also played with Forlore at one point, which that's another band that needs to come back and make another album. But this album is fucking wonderful, man. Like, from front to back, there are so many sort of like hypnotic, kind of trancey riffs on here, which are great. They're sort of like a sparingly used, kind of like clean vocal, which for me, my favorite use of it is on the very first song, End of the Ages, which is easily my favorite song on this album. But overall, the vocals are very sort of like sharp, very high-pitched, kind of like retches, which works perfectly. I mean, it sounds like the vocals from that White Death album, which are wonderful, obviously. And what's cool about it is, like, as high-pitched as the vocals are, like, the lyrics are very intelligible here, so you can make them out, which I always think is a plus. Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure that I've talked about this project before, years ago, when that most recent EP came out, which I don't remember what it was called. It had a really long title. But I think it came out in like 2017, maybe 2018, but I think it was 2017. And I'm pretty sure I talked about it on this channel, but I don't remember that really like sticking with me. I played it a few times, and then I hadn't played it in, you know, years. But, you know, regardless of that, when I saw that this was happening, I got excited, because this is obviously something that I should really like. But with the release of this full length, this definitely hit me harder than that EP did. The album cover is hideous. It's cool. I like it for what it is, but it is ugly. The back cover, just all the track listing and your information and stuff. This doesn't come with any like lyric sheet or anything. It's super fucking flimsy. This was obviously by choice. This was put out through Werewolf Records, and Werewolf Records does know how to do high quality shit, so this is very stripped down, probably on purpose. But weirdly, with there was 20 different vinyl colors for this one. Fucking 20, and they were all limited to 100 copies. So because of that, I just went with the one that matched the cover. So I got this. I think they called it Orange Crush. Yeah, cool labels. Yeah, man, this is really good. I definitely prefer the other projects from these two guys. Like, I like the White Death album more than this, easy peasy. I also probably like most of the Satanic Warmaster stuff more than this. But like I said, the song End of the Ages is so good. Like, you know, this album is worth it just for that song alone, in my opinion. I love the clean vocal chorus in that one. I like how a lot of the vocals are like layered, so you have the high-pitched retches and then the clean vocals sort of mirroring them. Very cool. But this is a good album. Definitely give it a shot. That's Retron Werewolf. We got just a few more records, but I think I can get through them in a decent amount of time. So let's do this one. This is a 2022 full-length album, and this might actually be the first 2022 full-length album that I'm talking about on this channel. This is Lost Dog Street Band with Glory. So I don't think I've ever talked about Lost Dog Street Band before on this channel. Probably because this is the only full-length album that I actually own on vinyl. I do have the vocalist from this band, Benjamin Todd. I do have one of his solo records, but I don't know if I've ever talked about it. I think it's called A Heart of Gold Is Hard to Find or something like that. But Lost Dog Street Band is a two-piece band, maybe a three-piece band. Yeah, three-piece band, actually from here in Kentucky. And this band for me, honestly, had always been like, more so than entire albums, I like individual songs. Every one of the albums are good, but, you know, like, listening to them all the way through, I do tend to sort of get a little bit, like, antsy and, like, ready to put something else on. That changed with this album. This is easily my favorite full-length album from this band so far. And honestly, that could be thanks to the second song on this album, Fighting Like Hell to Be Free. That's my favorite song of any release that's come out in 2022 so far. I've played that song. I don't know. I mean, in the couple months that it's been since I've heard it, I've played it at least 100 times. There's no way it's any less. So this is country music, but it doesn't have that like stadium country, you know, pop country bullshit feel to it. There's a lot of violin on the Lost Dog Street Band stuff, and this album is no exception to that. And it just, I don't know, it feels very like authentic in a really nice way. And you know, that could be in part to the lyrics. Like all of the lyrics on here feel very personal, and they're about very personal things like struggle and addiction, like themes that you would kind of expect from like respectable country music. And I love it. Like you know, I genuinely love this album, and I really hope that people don't write this off because it's country music, because there's something here that's special for me. I'll show you what it looks like. This is the album cover here. I can't tell if I like the album cover or not, but whatever. There's the back cover right there with Benjamin Todd himself, and then I think that's his wife, and then this guy over here. But this was put out through Anticore, right there. You could probably still get this, you know, relatively easily. Ugh, just had to change my fucking memory card, y'all. And this is all bright again. Fuck. Wow. Alright, I'm ready to finish this shit off. So this includes all the lyrics, but it kind of includes a little description of what this album is. It says, this album unconsciously became a direct response to our last album, Weight of a Trigger. That album being a hidden trilogy of a good man's descent into hell. Glory is a psychological glimpse of climbing out of hell. I wanted this album to be stripped down to a string band style and more cohesive than the last. I originally framed this album's sound after Steve Earle's Train a Comin' record. This is by far my proudest album under the Lost Dog banner. Thank y'all for giving a damn. So wonderful from front to back. Like I said, Fighting Like Hell to Be Free is my favorite on here. Jalisco Bloom is another one. End With You is a song that they put out years ago, a couple years ago. It was like a live sort of version of a song. Hayden's Lament is another one of my favorites, along with Cost of the High. This is great. Don't write this off because it's country music. Give this a shot. It's fantastic. Lost Dog Street Band with Glory.
More bound and determined than to kill my every will of living clean. And I'm weary and wasted.
Alright, I don't have to talk too much about this one, but the packaging is really nice. This is Moregeist with Moregeist. This is the first EP, actually the very first release from Moregeist. So if you're not familiar, this is a one-man project from Germany, which formed just a couple years ago, because I think this was a 2020 release. So this is a very raw release, raw black metal release. But what's cool about this is like the symphonic elements are a very sort of like vital supporting element in this music, especially on the self-titled song Moregeist, which is my favorite track on this release. It actually took me a little bit to sort of recognize the kind of genius behind this, because the first couple times I played it, the reason I bought this is like I got it for really, really cheap. And you know, it had a cool album cover. This was almost a blind buy. I had heard at least something from this before, but I kind of remember it being very just noisy kind of black metal, and I'm not really sure what it was I even heard. But once I got this, you know, I put it on and I almost let it be kind of like background noise, because I just remember it being very harsh black metal. It wasn't until you know, a couple plays later that I sort of paid a little bit more attention, and I heard sort of how you know, like well the symphonic stuff is kind of, you know, woven into the music, and it's great, man. The vocals are kind of like croaky, distant sounding wretches, which I like a lot. Yeah, I like everything about this. I like the imagery a lot, as silly as it is. I'll show you what this looks like, because the packaging is pretty nice. The album cover is wonderful, obviously. Just this guy holding up a skull, and he's got his, you know, pointy witch hat on. There's the back cover. Another shot of this guy here. This is only 4 tracks long. I don't remember how long the actual release is. Put out through Poisonous Sorcery, and this is limited to 100 copies. This comes with a few things. So the vinyl itself is just black, which is the most fitting color for a release like this. It includes a CD of the record as well, which is cool. It includes an envelope with incense in it, and I know that because that's what it says. This is a sealed envelope. I'm not gonna fucking open it. This also includes a poster, which I love a whole lot. I would definitely frame this poster. Like I said, I don't really have many frames up in here, but I might make an exception. This is great, man. How cool. I mean, it's dorky as fuck. It's like no doubt dorky as hell, but I love it. But it's sort of very raw, cavernous sounding symphonic black metal. Sounds like it could be up your alley. Give it a shot. That's Moregeist. Alright, let's finish this off. This is a record that I got directly from the band. After their most recent European tour, they put up a handful of copies of these that they had left over, because this is a European tour exclusive. And this is another sort of like post-punk masterpiece. Twin Tribes with Part-Time Punk Session. So the original Part-Time Punks session that Twin Tribes put out, which I think it was back in like 2018, and that included I think 4 live songs, and then the entire first album, Shadows. This is a vinyl press of the original Part-Time Punks session, which was the 4 songs, and then 4 songs that had previously been unreleased. And those 4 previously unreleased songs are from the original Part-Time Punk session that just wasn't included, you know, in the original release, which I think was a cassette release. So, you know, it's like live Twin Tribes, which is fantastic. I had the privilege of seeing Twin Tribes live with She Passed Away in December of last year. Kaylee and I drove up to Chicago for it, and it was amazing. Like, it was everything that I had hoped from, you know, my very first like dark wave show. Great, love it. But it is cool to have like a live release, like physical release from this band. So the album cover is just black, with the exception of this like snake pendant thing, which is cool. It's like spot gloss. And this includes a inner sheet here with the track listing. My favorite song on here, or at least my favorite version of a song on here, is the very last one, because it kind of it's different than the album version of it. I like how it like sort of includes each sort of element of the song one at a time and kind of just adds onto it. Really cool. There's a picture of the band from, I guess, the Part-Time Punk session. This is limited to 223 out of 400. And the other side of this is like a fucking mirror, which is kind of cool. You can see my setup. Hella janky. By the way, that said that it was limited to 400, but that's between 2 different versions, I think. Because I'm pretty sure it was 250 on clear vinyl, or 250 of the European exclusive, so I don't really know how they did it. But yeah, it's like a hazy clear vinyl. Very cool. So Twin Tribes for me is one of the best sort of post-punk bands. I love every song from this band. I really enjoy. So if post-punk is something that you're open to and you've never heard it, definitely give it a whirl. That's Twin Tribes with Part-Time Punk Session. And that's it, guys. This video, hopefully I can make something watchable out of what I've got here. But it's always a toss-up. At least, hopefully, God willing, this video is not blurry, because I tell you what, if any part of this video is blurry, you're just getting a blurry video. Like, after what happened last time, at the end of that shit, I was fighting the urge for my body to not turn into a gigantic teardrop. So, God willing, there's not a problem with this one, but it's me, so, you know, a little incompetence is to be expected. But, yeah, man, hopefully I'll be back soon. It'll definitely be a few weeks. But I'll get one of these made as soon as I, you know, can. But until then, guys, thanks for sticking around, and we'll be back soon. Later.
I'm a wicked witch and dealer too, and I tell you a boil a beastly brew.